New tonight, 7 out of 10 felony sex assaults reported to Denver police never prosecuted. Well, now the CALL7 investigators finding Denver received a grant to improve that prosecution rate. And CALL7 investigator Keli Rabon is live. And Kelly, you've uncovered the grant actually had the opposite effect.
That's right, a contradiction, because District Attorney Mitch Morrissey says statistics don't matter. Yet he used those same statistics to get federal money to deal with a problem he says doesn't exist.
I was saying no, I was crying, and I was begging for them to stop, and none of that seemed to matter.
At just 16 years old, Michelle says she was raped by 2 boys she thought were her friends.
One of them saying, "Dude, maybe we should stop. I feel like we're raping her. She's crying." And, you know, the guy that was actually raping me saying, "No, she's just emotional because she's a virgin. She'll like it."
A traumatic experience, she says, but even more devastating, the Denver District Attorney's Office refused to prosecute her case.
Speaking and not being heard, it was the most discouraging thing I've ever dealt with. You know, wanting to move forward, having that courage, and then being denied.
In May, our CALL7 investigation found the Denver DA refused to prosecute 71% of felony sex assaults forwarded by police, turning down far more cases than other jurisdictions we surveyed in Colorado and across the nation.
I know what victims deserve. I've been doing this for 30 years.
When we asked Denver DA Mitch Morrissey about the low prosecution rate, he initially refused our repeated interview requests, finally agreeing to answer our questions if he could record it, and we did not.
If you don't want to do it this way, then I got other things to do.
That's when he told us their prosecution statistics didn't matter.
You cannot file a sex assault based on statistics. There shouldn't be an appropriate or inappropriate threshold. And this whole thing is not something that fits well with statistics.
But apparently those statistics did matter 4 years ago when Morrissey applied for this federal grant to raise his sex assault prosecution rates. The grant application says research suggests only 7 to 27% of cases reported to police are prosecuted, which clearly points to the need for advanced development of expertise within the DA's office. Yet Morrissey told us,
Well, we don't do it based on statistics. We do it on a case-by-case analysis.
The application goes on to explain they will work to increase these rates by examining sexual assault cases that were initially refused. But despite the $185,000 grant, we found the prosecution rates didn't improve. They actually got worse. 35% of sex assaults were prosecuted in 2009, but by 2012, that prosecution rate dropped to 19%.
Unfortunately, I think that can inadvertently communicate that we are not taking these cases seriously enough to file.
Janine D'Annabelle is a psychologist who oversees Moving to End Sexual Assault, or MESA, a victims advocacy group in Boulder.
The tone is set by the person in charge.
So where did the money go? Grant documents obtained by the CALL7 investigators show it funded a special prosecutor to review sex assault refusals, paid for training for deputy DAs and police, and tracked prosecution statistics to gauge performance over 18 months.
It probably gave a good start, but that alone isn't going to change, prosecution rates or attitudes.
Hopefully this is just a wake-up call.
Michelle says it's an opportunity lost. She questions what it will take to bring justice to sex assault victims, still waiting for answers.
The fact that that's happening to so many other people, this exact situation, the exact feelings of futility, that needs to change.
We've tried again to talk to the DA about the grant money, but he again refused to talk with us. As for solutions, D'Annabelle points to a system Boulder uses, a sex assault review team in which advocates, police, and prosecutors sit down weekly to review cases to ensure that none fall through the cracks. I'm CALL7 investigator Keli Rabon.